So let's see what some of them had to say. Ben Franklin. When a religion is good, I conceive it will support itself, and when it does not support itself and God does not take care to support it, so that its professors are obliged to call for the help of civil power, it is a sign I apprehend of it being a bad one. Some books against deism fell into my hands. It happened that they wrought an effect on me quite contrary to what was intended by them, for the arguments of the deists, which were quoted to be refuted, appeared to me to be much stronger than the refutations. In short order, I soon became a thorough deist. I don't think I need to quote Thomas Paine. I'd love to, but Christians tend to write him off. Oh, he wasn't a real founding father. Yeah, he's just the guy who came up with the name United States of America. He's just the guy that Ben Franklin brought over to help establish this country. He's just the guy who, after getting this country established, goes over to the French Revolution. He's not important or anything. It doesn't matter that most school kids have never heard of him. It doesn't matter that he said things like,
he's a brilliant man.
All natural institutions of churches, whether Jewish, Christian, or Turkish, appear to me to be no other than human inventions, set up to testify and enslave mankind and monopolize power and profit. I do not believe in the creed professed by the Jewish church, by the Roman church, by a Greek church, by the Turkish church, by the Protestant church, nor by any church that I know of. Each of these churches accuse the other of unbelief, and of my own part, I disbelieve them all.
Yay.
Despite the fact that he identifies himself as a deist, I think it's clear that Thomas Paine would have been an atheist by today's standards. James Madison, who is my personal favorite of all the founding fathers, despite some good quotes from Jefferson, the civil rights of none shall be abridged on account of religious belief or worship, nor shall any national religion be established, nor shall the full and equal rights of conscience be in any manner or in any pretense infringed. Religion and government will both exist in greater purity, the less they are mixed together. Religious bondage shackles and debilitates the mind and unfits it to every noble enterprise. During almost 15 centuries has the legal establishment of Christianity been on trial. What have been its fruits? More or less in all places, pride and insolence of the clergy, ignorance and servility in the laity, in both superstition, bigotry, and persecution. In a letter in 1785 to James Monroe, there was an attempt to introduce a bill into Congress to set aside public funds to support churches. If you want any definitive statement about how the founders, and oh, by the way, one of the authors of the First Amendment, and what it meant to them, here it is. How a regulation so unjust in itself, so foreign to the authority of Congress, and so hurtful to the sale of public land, and smelling so strongly of an antiquated bigotry, could have received the countenance of a committee is truly a matter of astonishment. The appropriation of funds of the United States for the use and support of religious societies is contrary to the article of the Constitution, which declares that Congress shall make no law respecting a religious establishment. There's tons of other quotes from Madison, from Adams. We could go on, and I don't want to because, as I mentioned before, it doesn't really matter.
Those are great ones.
We weren't founded as a Christian nation. We were founded as a secular nation. We were founded as a nation where you're free to conform to your own conscience with regard to what your beliefs are. You are free to practice your beliefs, including proselytization, to the extent that you begin to infringe upon the rights of others. One of the other comments from Madison is that the only true, and I won't get this quoted perfectly, but the only true government involvement in religion should be in settling disputes between religions, where the rights of one is infringed upon the rights of another, and there needs to be a neutral arbiter. There cannot be a neutral arbiter if the government is supporting one religion over another, one type of religion over another, or religion over irreligion. There must be neutrality. That is the only way there can possibly be true religious freedom. For those of you who think that our nation was founded on biblical principles and that our laws are based on the Bible, they're no more based on the Bible than they are on the Hammurabi Code. Actually, probably more so the latter. You go down the list of the 10 Commandments, for example. How many of those are reflected in U.S. laws? 2.5. If you count adultery, which is illegal in some states, although largely not prosecuted. First commandment, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Hey, first commandment, First Amendment.
Line them up, right?
Put them up together. Shot down. Honor thy father and mother. You don't have to do that. you don't have any graven images. The first 5 are all about how to worship God. None of them apply. Then you get to one, thou shalt not kill, or thou shalt not murder, depending on your interpretation. Pretty good rule. I'm in favor of that one.
Well, those were both in part of the British common law before Christianity made it up there. So
Well, every
has a different
system of
history.
laws has
Yeah,
always
these are
included
generally good
prohibitions
ideas,
against
right?
murders. And if you think that we needed a stone tablet carved from this divine, awesome superhero in the sky to tell us not to kill people, you're an idiot.
Yeah, we can.
I apologize.
We can figure that out on
I
our own.
apologize for being polemic and insulting, but if you really think that it was necessary for somebody to actually write down, I am God and I say don't kill each other, in order for us to realize that killing people is bad, you are an idiot.